Going live. Okay, I think I'm live this time. Hello, all you happy people. It's Mike Meyers, and it's the, oh goodness sakes, it's the 2-year anniversary. Have I been doing this for 2 years? The 2-year anniversary of the Mike Meyers live stream, Ask Mike Anything. 2 years. That is like 2/7 of a dog. I can't remember how the dog years work. 7/2 of a dog year, whatever. That's definitely not right. Anyway, hi. So here we are, folks. Listen, for those of you who are new, the goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus an opportunity to continue our studies. Now, we concentrate here on CompTIA certifications, in particular the big three, A+, Net+, Security+, but we can certainly go into other IT certifications. So don't be afraid to talk about any of those type of topics. The goal here is that you ask me questions by typing them into the chat window and I answer them. Now we've got lots of good help here. I got Dave Rush and Andrew Hutz in the background who will be handling and moderating everything. So it's always good to have you guys on board. Andrew, good to see you're on board. Hope everything's going okay there, my brother. What else do we have? I got to tell you, so we start here at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time and we go till about 3 o'clock Central Daylight Time or until the questions run out. But today, I think the easier way to say this is that we're going to start, well, about now, and we'll just keep going until all the prizes are given out because we've got double the amount of prizes that we would normally give out. I hope I got this right, Dave. So today we're going to be giving out 4 prizes instead of our usual 2. So that's pretty exciting, and there's some pretty cool prizes in there as well. And yes, we're going to be giving away a CompTIA. Hold on a minute. I just thought of a way to figure out what Dave wanted me to do here. No, we're going to give away more. Okay, I'm going to be, so here's what I've got written down. First prize is, not first, the initial prize we'll be giving out, third prize, is a Udemy course for any Total Seminars course. Pretty cool, huh? And we've got zillions of courses on Udemy. Our second prize is going to be the same thing. We'll also be giving away, so it's like 2 second prizes, I guess. Any Total Seminars course on Udemy. Our first prize today is going to be 90-day access to all electronic study materials except eBooks on the Total Sem Hub. And that is hundreds of different products in there. And then the grand prize is up to one, it all sounds very lawyery. Grand prize is you hang out with me for an hour. Anything you want to talk about. Private phone call, whatever you want to do. Now, on top of that, what I do, 4 prizes in addition to the usual prizes. So we will still be giving away, as we always do. Good Lord, we have 6 prizes to give away today then. We'll be giving away 90-day access to any one particular Total Seminars course on 90-day access to TotalTester. Oh my goodness, I'm all gefuggled. Folks, stick around and keep your fingers on the keyboards because we're giving tons of stuff away. And yes, we will also be giving away, as we always do, we'll be giving away a CompTIA voucher today, thanks from the generosity of our friends over at CompTIA. And so we've got lots of stuff to give away today. So we got a couple of questions, but other than that, we're giving things away. It's going to be crazy today. Let me take a quick run through, see who's on board. Patricia Grace, first one. Danny Tom, Zoltan Banyo. Wait a minute. Okay, so Zoltan, I got to ask you, Zoltan, is your last name pronounced Banyo? And are you from a Spanish-speaking country? I'm sure you're not, and this is my poor pronunciation of people's names. But of course, as we know here in Texas, baño means restroom. So I know I'm mispronouncing that. So Zoltan, I'm just goofing with you, man. With a cool first name like Zoltan, you're okay. Don't slap me. Boy, was that a shot heard around the world, huh? Yeah, where am I? I am in Houston, Texas. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. All right. Mohammed's here again. Kathleen Stevens. Danny Tom. Andre, of course. Chris here. Oops, sorry. Kathleen Stevens. Anyone have good companies to look for that hire with no experience? It's been a big problem the last 3 months looking for a job. Kathleen, it'll never work that way. Kathleen, entry-level jobs are going to be pretty much localized. Unless you're really a person who could like jump up and travel across the country for an entry-level job at $17 to $19 an hour, you can't use that methodology. So Kathleen, what you need to be doing first and foremost is concentrating on LinkedIn. LinkedIn does an amazing job for job postings. Many people consider LinkedIn now to be the place to go for looking for jobs in IT. There are other options out there, but that's the one I'm most comfortable with. But then the other thing you can do, and what you are doing right now, Kathleen, which is exactly right, and you're doing a good job at this, is you're asking people. Using that 3-foot rule, man. The 3-foot rule, if you're within 3 feet of me, I'm going to ask you for a job. So a good start there. But Kathleen, please take a good hard look at LinkedIn as well. I got some emails from some of the folks who said they were having trouble with jobs, which is so surprising to me. Did you guys hear, and I'm afraid I can only give statistics for the United States. Last month, more people quit their jobs in the United States than has ever happened in the history of the United States. More people quit, not got fired, they just quit. Now we had a whole bunch of other people get hired, but for some reason just lots of people quit last month. I see some new faces here. I don't remember Shayreni. I hope I'm pronouncing your name halfway close. Rob Frederick, Kylie Powder, Sam Millard. I want to scroll down because I was giving. There we go. Thank you, Zoltran. I knew I was pronouncing it wrong. Bono. Much better. Okay. Thank you, Zoltran. Sometimes I wish everybody would just replace their last names with, 7 or 8 arbitrary numbers. Hi, 265-867-5309. Okay. So we don't have a whole lot of messing around here time because I got a lot of stuff to be giving away here. So let me just, okay, so the first thing I want to do is, we did have a question on, what day of the week is Dave? Wednesday. We had a question on Monday about using the bootrec command. So I put together a little quick and dirty on that. So let's take a quick peek. Where is that? And I want to talk for a moment about the bootrec command. And in particular, the big question is how do I use it? Okay, so we're going to do exactly that. So let's just take a second right now, kids, and let's talk about bootrec. Is that okay? All right. So many buttons. All right, let's jump in and let's talk about bootrec for a minute, okay? So first of all is, what errors are going to show up on your screen that tell you need to use bootrec? Before we get started here, bootrec is a Windows command that is used to do a number of different kinds of things to help your system boot into Windows, okay? It doesn't fix hard drives. It just helps the Windows boot process. Remember, when your computer starts up in the morning, after your power on self-test kicks over, the first thing that your computer does is hands off power, hands off control. I should be careful of the word power there. Hands off control to the first operating system that can be found on an active partition. Okay? So what we're talking about is that process of Windows getting booted up to the point where you can log into Windows. Okay, so errors that point to using bootrec. Number one, bootrec was designed to repair issues with the initial boot process for Windows. So the question everybody is, when do I run this command? The thing is, you have to look for errors that take place. Pay attention here, folks. Look for errors that take place after the Windows boot process starts, but before the Windows sign-on appears. by some chance you're one of those people who's like, I don't have to log on to my computer. Oh, can I do a face palm here? Here, I'm doing Captain Picard face palm here. Okay. If you have a system that doesn't have login, it's because you've turned it off. There are ways to do that in different desktop versions of Windows. It's a really bad idea, all right? And don't tell me you don't notice it, because it's like walking up to an automobile and all of a sudden you can just drive it away. You don't even have to insert a key or anything. Don't get me started. Oh God, you people, I can literally hear coming through the reverse YouTube thing. Everybody's going, what about the wireless fobs, Myers? Shut up! Okay, we're talking about like keys in a car. And if you had keys in a car, they weren't there, and you just drove away, you might say to yourself, this could be a security issue, right? Well, it's the same thing with Windows. If you don't have a logon, you can turn it on. In fact, I'm not going to tell you to do it. Google it. It's so easy to do. All right, let's get back to this. All right. These errors will always prevent the boot from completing, but they should give an error. It's not going to just manifest as some kind of lockup in your screen going blank. Do you understand? There's going to be something on the screen. Here's one classic example you might run into of a booting error. This is actually a pretty dated one, but it still can happen. Don't bother reading what's on the screen here, folks. Read what's at the top. It says Windows Boot Manager. That is a clue, okay? Here's a more modern example. This came from actually a Windows 11 system. This one says Windows failed to start, but it's still in the boot manager. The bottom line is that you're getting some pretty strong clues that it's during the booting up process that something has gone wrong. That's your first clue, okay? In Windows, I don't want to lie, certainly in Windows 11, probably also in Windows 10, if not even earlier than that, all of this process is pretty automatic. If errors show up, Windows tries really hard to fix itself. So let's take a look at before you bootrec. Number one. Whoops, I got these out of order. That's all right, we can do it this way. We can do this. Number one, let Windows fix it automatically. The vast majority of the time, most boot orders, Windows will pop up and give you some kind of error. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring you into the recovery environment or Windows RE, which starts automatically in most cases. The Windows recovery environment is built into Windows, and it is your one-stop shopping place for just about any type of repair you would ever need to a Windows system. The Windows recovery environment uses, it's like its own version of Windows. It ain't like regular Windows, and it's not the easiest thing to get into. Well, and it shouldn't be, because we don't want regular people in there. So let's talk about how do we start a recovery environment. So first of all, if you're, man, everything is messing up here. Let's just do it this way. So the bootrec commands, which I'm about to show you, can only be run from the Windows Recovery Environment terminal. So, whoops, come back. There it is. I'm having all kinds of technical issues today. So to get into the Windows Recovery terminal, you've got to start up the Windows Recovery environment. And there's a couple of different ways to do that. So are we going to? There we go. Okay. Oof. First of all, you're going to use installation media. So whatever you use to install Windows, go ahead and punch that in and boot off of that. Secondly, you can create a system repair disk. And that's what I was trying to show you there a moment ago. I just had the animation out of order. So you can make a system repair disk, and then you can boot from that as well. All right. Now, once you're running bootrec, first thing you're going to want to get into the Windows Recovery environment, and you're going to run from a terminal there, okay? So there are 4 commands. The first one is bootrec/mbr. master boot record. And just like it sounds, bootrec/MBR does nothing more than installs a standard MBR into the boot sector of your first bootable drive. This is not a GPT partition. It's an MBR partition. It will not hurt anything if you run this on a GPT drive. It just won't do anything. Same goes for bootrec/fixboot. When we do a fixed boot, all we're talking about here is that it is adding a new boot, a little bootstrap to the end of the boot sector. You got to remember that bootrec was developed before GPT drives really started to kick in. And as a result, these two commands, bootrec/fixmbr and bootrec/fixboot, are a little dated in that they really only work for MBR drives. Now what's interesting is that I'm researching this yesterday, and I'm finding lots of data on Microsoft.com website about running fixmbr and fixboot on a system that isn't running MBR. And the bottom line is that if you've got a GPT drive, don't worry about it. Just run it. It won't break anything. Well, hey, that's Microsoft talking there, not me. All right, so the next two commands are probably the ones you'll most want to ever run in bootrec. The first one is called bootrec scan operating systems. What that's going to do is that it's going to scan your drive, and it's going to look for your, well, hopefully your Windows, but it can actually find other operating systems, but it's going to mainly look for Windows. And once it recognizes it, you can say, okay, listen, that is an operating system I want, and then you're going to run it like this, and it's going to say, do you want me to rebuild the boot configuration data based on what I saw through the scan OS? And your answer is yes. And it just magically works. So for the exam, the big things I want you to remember about bootrec, more than anything else, is that bootrec is not run from a regular command prompt. Well, go ahead. Open up a regular terminal, Windows terminal, and try to run it. It won't work. You have to be in the Windows recovery environment. The primary way we get into the Windows recovery environment, now think about this for a minute. The whole reason we're doing this is because the computer doesn't boot up. It doesn't boot up. So you need to be able to boot it up to run a program, right? So that's why we'll use installation media or a repair disk. Anybody who runs a Windows system who doesn't have a repair thumb drive, I know I say disk, I mean thumb drive, I'm old. Anybody who runs a Windows system that doesn't have a repair disk already made, and most of the time you can put a system image on there too, and just keep this one thumb drive, and once a year you re-update it, you're nuts, you're crazy. Everybody should have at least one thumb drive on every system they have that has a bootable media and some kind of basic backup, at least for the system files. That's a whole other conversation. All right. So you boot up into a recovery environment using either installation media or whatever it might want to be. You boot up to the screen and says, do you want to install Windows? Or at the bottom it says, no, repair your computer. Hit R for repair, go to advanced options, and go to, I think they still call it command line in Windows RE. And that's where you can run these commands. When in doubt, don't be afraid to run fixmbr and fixboot. You probably don't have an MBR drive anymore, but it's not going to hurt anything. Really, the big thing that you're going to want to be doing is you want to run a scan OS, and then you want to run a rebuild BCD command. These are the ones that will actually do the best towards restoring the connection between your boot sector and all of those wonderful, delicious Windows files in your boot configuration data. So that's really the important point. Also keep in mind that there's two other commands you'll probably want to be running. The first one is good old check disk. If you've got a bad cluster, especially way down there towards the boot sector, that can be a real problem. And good old check disk is still really the best way that I know how to verify that which clusters are good and which ones are bad. If check disk were to find a bad cluster in your boot, now it depends where it is exactly, but most of the time it can move your boot information around. It'll turn off check disk, and then you run a bootrec/rebuild BCD, and it'll actually work around it. That works pretty good. The other thing you got to keep in mind is that all that this is doing with bootrec is reconnecting your boot sector to the actual legitimate Windows that's on that system. So there could be other problems within Windows itself. And really the big thing you'll probably want to run at that point is something called System File Checker, good old SFC, which is a A+ objective. System Files Checker, his job is there's a whole backup of all your system files, and if he finds any corrupted, he'll go ahead and make a new copy in there. And most of the time this works very, very well. I have to think about the last time that I had to run bootrec in anger. It's been years. The automated function of later versions, WinRE, really makes a lot of Windows repairs a lot easier than it used to be. Okay, so I didn't want you guys to think didn't want to talk about that because you know I do. I love it. Love it. Bishop Lake, prizes. Yeah, we got lots of prizes. Bien Haldo, yeah, prizes. Saf Mo, there's a name from the past. Chris Dougherty, Mike, can you talk a little about SANS and NAS? Sure, I can make that real quick. How are we doing on time? Guys, we're almost certainly going to be running beyond an hour today, so give me a moment here. Okay, SANS versus NAS. NAS is network attached storage. I can take a regular desktop system, plug it into my network, share the drives on that system, and I have an NAS. Remember, the thing about an NAS is that they're just regular old Windows shares. They're NetBIOS, NetBEUI, SMB, whatever you want to call them this week, Samba shares. Nothing special about them. Easy to do, makes sense, no problem. A SAN is a very different animal. With a SAN, in most of the times I've seen installed SANs, you have a computer, okay? And this computer has a network connection, but it has another connection to the SAN, okay? So a SAN is like a network of drives, but whereas with an NAS, you take one system and you partition up a drive and you share it as Mike's NAS drive or whatever it might be. In a SAN scenario, it's wildly more complicated. In a SAN, what you do is through some type of control situation, which can often manifest as a web page or a controller screen at the SAN, and you type in, I need a Windows partition, and bring it in and make it my D drive. Boom, you got it. SANs can be used to boot systems. You can have a SAN where it's pre-configured to bring in a very specific partition down to the workstations. It's all done through a network, all through a network. SANs are really, really powerful. I can set up an NAS for my home, a full-blown functional NAS running some kind of Linux for probably $300, $400. The cheapest SAN I could possibly imagine would probably be like $250,000 on the low end. The level of complexity is so much greater. SANs do some really incredible things. So like, for example, let's just say I work for law enforcement and I want to make sure that this bad guy's hard drive that I'm doing forensics on is not being tampered with. So what I'll do is I'll take the actual drive and I'll copy an image down to the SAN. So I have an image of this drive on the SAN. And if I need to work that case, I can, from the controller, say, bring that drive in, make it my Q drive, or don't even have to give it a drive letter. I mean, I keep saying that, but you don't have to. Plug that in, and then I can run my forensics on it or whatever I want to do, and then I can disconnect it. The SAN keeps track of what workstations we're using this and when, and you get the idea? So SAN is wildly more complicated, more interesting too. NASs, I'll bet Dave Rush and Andrew both have NASs sitting in their house, but a SAN is a rare and cool thing. All right. Somebody said, read this. Sohan Pravinwa, read this. I did. Miranda Brewer, first time here as well. I got my ITF since the last time I watched. Well done, Kylie. Zoltan, and you're Hungarian. Actually, I should have known that with a name like Zoltan. That's a pretty Hungarian name. Ronan's here. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Right Tech, hey, Mike, Super Omar, good to see you, buddy. All right, let's go ahead and dive in there. Bien Haldado, I was born in Houston. Come on back, man. Okay, let's start giving some stuff away, guys. What do you say? All right, so before we get started here giving things away, and I'm about to give away a number of things, rule number one, this giveaway isn't fair. I'd like it to be fair. I try to make it fair, but sometimes it's not fair. Let me give you an example of how I can be unfair to you. I'm going to ask a question, and whoever types the answer in first wins. So you're some genius, and you go, and you got the answer in there. And I pick somebody else who was after you. And you're like, but I was first. Yeah, on your screen you're first. On my screen you're third. Okay? So let's have that together. Number two, people don't like to listen to instructions. I'm going to give you some multiple choice questions. And if anybody types out an answer A, B, C, or D, you're disqualified. You have to type out enough of the answer so I know what you're talking about, okay? Other than that, we do our best. If you win a lot, we ask that you pass. But if you're so desperate, we'll still let people through. But if you win too many times, you will be Mohand. To be Mohand is named after my friend David Mohan, who was the first person to do this. He won so many times, we disqualified him. Like when card counters get kicked out of a casino, we're just, get out of here. Oh, you're welcome to come back and contribute, but you don't get to win anymore. So that's basically all the rules are. So with that attitude in mind, let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do here is for, oh, Dave, where are all the different things we're going to give away today? All right. So what we're going to be doing first of all is we're going to give away, this is for any Total Seminars Udemy course. Okay? That's what we're about to compete for. Oh, and folks, you know, you're allowed to try out for more than one. I mean, that's okay. All right, so keep in mind what we're going to be looking at here is the actual practice questions from my TotalTester. So Dave Rush, help me keep this organized here, buddy. What we're giving away now is our third prize, any Total Seminar course on Udemy. Okay, you guys ready? Let's go ahead and get started on this. And remember the rules here. I'm going to put a multiple choice question up. The first person who types it out to my satisfaction on the screen wins. All right, let me move one little thing over here. Here we go. Again, this is for Udemy courses. Any Total Seminars course on Udemy. Here we go. If I say here we go one more time, I want somebody to stab me. All right. A network administrator for a small internet cafe has one switch, but wants the public computers to be separated from the back office machines. What feature would help her achieve her goal? IDS, VLAN, port authentication, or PoE? Oh, I know the answer. This is where somebody, you better start typing right now, folks. First person who typed the right answer wins. Dave Rush, you're watching here, buddy. Andrew, you are too. I keep saying Dave, but I mean both you guys. All right, so guys, I don't know the answers to these, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be a VLAN because you want to separate the public computers probably on a wireless network from your back office machines that are going to be on a wired network. So I'm thinking it's VLAN. Let's see if I'm right. Check your answer. B is correct. Huzzah. All right, so the answer is B, VLAN. Let's take a look and see who won. I got to do this fast. We've got a lot of these today, don't we, guys? Okay, so a winner shows, the winner is, you guys ready? The winner is Electro Bolton. Electro Bolton. Am I pronouncing that right? I hope so. All right. Okay, Electro Bolton, congratulations to you. You have won our first of 6 prizes today. Electro, in order to claim your prize, you have to send an email to daver@totalsem.com. Electro, in that email, put your YouTube name, so Electro Bolton. Put your email address. Yeah, I know you've sent an email, but I still want your email address in the body of the email. And then tell us which practice exam you want. just head over to www.totalsem, that's TOTALSEM.com, Electro Bolton, check around, see which one you want, then send Dave that email. Say, I want NetPlus, or CASP, or AWS Cloud, or whatever it is. And congratulations to you. That's our first winner, okay? Dave, we're on a roll here. Let's keep going, man. What do you say? Dun, 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 dun. All right, we're going to stick with Network Plus. I'm in a Network Plus kind of mood. I love Network Plus. You guys ready? We're about to do our second prize. Our second prize, at Electro, all the instructions are posted at 2:30. Okay, where'd everything go? Okay, our second prize is, this is the same thing. We're going to give away a Udemy course for any TotalSem course. So this will be the second of these prizes. And folks, we got everything. It's lots and lots of great courses in there. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. That's not it. That's a good thing I'm cute. Huh? Okay, here we go. All right, you get a duplicate IP address error. Which tool could you use to help to identify the conflicting system? You get a duplicate IP address error, and now you want to figure out who's giving you that other duplicate IP address. Painfully common thing to happen. Which tool would you use to identify the system? So I'm assuming people are writing down answers. I actually cannot see the chat window when I have this in full screen, so I'm counting on you guys. We're all typing in lots of them. Okay, so what am I? Again, I don't know what the answer is. Duplicate IP, okay. Probably ARP it. That would at least show me the cache of which ones are in there. IPconfig would just tell me my IP address. Netstat is just going to give me connections. Traceroute, I'm not trying to connect to anything. It's got to be ARP. B is correct. All right. So the right answer is ARP minus A. That is the answer B. So did anybody type in ARP minus A? We're going to let our judges, Andrew Hutz and Dave Rush, help poke through there. And let's find who the winner is. Who typed ARP minus A first, guys? I've got... All right, Dave Rush, I think I see who the winner is, but I want to see what you guys type. Yep, I agree. Andrew Hutz, I agree. I'm waiting for Dave Rush to finish typing. Great. Okay, all right, so the winner for our second Get Any Course You Want from Udemy is going to be J.N. Mesa. That is J as in John, N as in Nancy, M as in Mike, Essa. J.N. Mesa, congratulations to you. You have won the second of 6 prizes today. Congratulations. Now, J.N. Mesa, in order to claim your prize, you've got to go through... I have to click a lot of buttons today, man. All right, JMS, in order to claim your prize, just like we did with the first one, you have to send an email to davr@totalsem.com. In that email, put your YouTube name, which is JNM Mesa. Number 2, put your email address in the body of the email. Number 3, put which practice exams I say practice exams, but which course you want. Just let us know, and we will be glad to get it to you. So, so confusing. There we go. I'm trying to play self-director here. I've got so many toys. But, so that's J&M Messing. So we got 2 out of 6 done already. All right, let's Dave, I'm on a roll. I want to keep giving stuff away. So what I want to do this time is we're going to give away our usual prize that we give away every week. And this prize is going to be 90-day access to any single course on the TotalSem.com library in our hub. There's a lot of practice questions. Not giving away a course. We just gave away 2 courses. We're now going to give away 90-day access to the Total Seminars practice questions. Many people consider our practice questions to be some of the best practice questions out there. In fact, this competition is from our actual test bank for the Network Plus. So you already get a look and feel of it. And Pretty cool, huh? All right. So let's do this. You guys ready? This is our third giveaway for the day. Let me queue up another question. I think, yeah, that'll be good. All right, you guys ready? This time we're competing for 90-day access to the practice question bank of your choice from Total Seminars. All right, here we go. All right, on a 24-port switch, how many collision domains are there, and how many broadcast domains are present? If there are, I'm glad they said that, if there are no VLANs. So this is going to be default, folks. It's just the whole thing's going to be just one VLAN. It's not assigned, but it's one VLAN. So I got to think about this one for a minute. So remember, on a switch, each connection is point to point. So I think what we're trying to say here is that there's going to be, I'm going to give you, are people writing down answers here? Because I think I know the answer. I want to see what other people say. All right, we got lots of people typing stuff. Okay. All right, so I'm pretty sure on this one, the trick is there's got to be only one broadcast domain. That's for sure, okay? Because it's a switch. Anything that plugs into the switch is in the broadcast domain. Collision domain is a weird thing to use with switches, but so is it one collision? I don't think they're looking at it this way. I think this is 24 collision domains because between the switch and the connecting host, there could be a collision there. So I'm just going to say, I think it's B, 24 collision domains. All right, let's see if I'm right. I honestly don't know. Answer explanation. 24 collision domains, one broad. Switches reduce where collisions can occur to each physical port. With no VLANs, everyone can. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm going to go with that. So I agree. And I say 24 collision domains, one broadcast domains. Let's see if we have any answers there. Dave Rush, Andrew Hutz, help me out here, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep yawning again. All right. What do we got? Oh, I got a lot of 24 and ones. Okay, I think I see a winner. I want to see if the guys agree with me. I'm literally scrolling through the chats, folks, trying to find the first person who typed 24 and 1 on my screen. So I'm stalling because both Dave Rush and Andrew Hutz are typing something. And all right, so I don't even see the guy who they says wins, but I'm going to give it to him. It's Shlome, S-C-H-L-O-M-E. Guys, I do not see this person's answer. I'm already back up to the APRs. Let me look one more time. And I'm perfectly fine. Okay, there it is. Fine. We'll give it Shalom, like Shalom. S-C-H-L-O-M-E Weber. Shalom Weber. Okay, Shalom Weber, congratulations. You are the, what do we have to do, third winner of our competition, our 6 competitions today. Shalom, you have won 90-day access to the practice questions of your choice on the Total Seminars website. Shalom, in order to claim your prize, though, once again, Shalom, you have to send an email to daver@totalsem.com. Shalom, put your YouTube name in the body of the email, put your email address in the body, and let us know which practice exams you want, and congratulations to you. Oh boy, this is a lot of prize giveaway. We're halfway done. I'm out of breath. Yeah, well, everybody's still like, yeah, forget this stuff. We're waiting for the big prize. An hour conversation with me. It'll be fun. I promise whoever I talk to, you pick the topic and I'll cover it. And since it's a private conversation, we can talk about politics or relationships or anything you want. I'd prefer it to be IT. I'm better at IT than I am at politics and relationships. However, it will be completely up to you, so you can have some fun with it. All right. Let's just keep going. I'm on a roll. All right, so the next thing we're going to be giving, what's this like giveaway day? All right, so the next thing I'm giving away today is our First prize, this is 90, you guys listen, 90-day access to all electronic study materials except ebook on the Total Sem Hub. So this is one of these deals I would think that like if you had some buddies and like one person studying for Net Plus and somebody else studying for Security Plus, another person studying for CASP or whatever it might be, you guys could, one person wins and then you can pass them around. But I want to make sure I got a good question. Okay, and again, so this is going to be, I want to make sure I'm not lying, 90-day access to all electronic study materials except ebooks on the Total Seminars Hub. All right, let's do this. I have way too many screens. All right. Having the proper security policies and adequate training for employees protects your network from which of the following? Having proper security policies and adequate training for employees protects your network from which of the following? This is an interesting question, folks. It's interesting. Sorry. It's interesting because I don't like it. But just because I don't like it, that doesn't mean it's not an excellent CompTIA style question. This is a very CompTIA kind of question here, folks. In particular, all you have to do is say all of these are good things that you could, I could train people to watch for rogue access points, man in the middle text, da 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 da. But normally when we're talking about training of employees, look, most employees are not going to help you avoid denial of service. Most employees are not going to help you with rogue access points. But most employees are definitely the ones who are going to be in attack when it comes to social engineering. So I'm pretty sure that's the answer. Yay, all right. Got it right. So the answer is social engineering. Andrew, Dave, have we got a winner? I'm all nervous about this one now because I messed up. I didn't mess up. You guys didn't see it. But so it's social engineering. Who said social engineering first? It looks... Saf Mo. Saf, are you on? We're going to give it to you, man. All right, congratulations. Saf Mo, you are the winner of 90-day access to the practice questions of your choice on the Total Seminars. Whoa, 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 that's a lie. I have so many prizes, guys, I literally have to keep looking at them so I don't get this confused. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so this prize, Dave Rush, I hope you're writing all this down. Saf Mo, you have won 90-day free access to the practice questions of your choice at the Total Seminars site. So Saf, just like everybody else, let's go through this little rigmarole. In order to claim that prize, Saf, you got to send another email to daver@totalsem.com with your YouTube name, your email address, and the practice exams that you want. So congratulations to you, Saf. Well done, sir. All right, so only 2 more, and these 2 are the biggies, huh? So I want to give away a voucher from CompTIA, our good friends at CompTIA. Give these vouchers for us to give to you. We sure do appreciate that. Thank you very much, CompTIA. And then we're going to call it a dream date with Mike, a 1-hour thing. So which one should we do first? What do you guys think? I say, let's do the dream date with Mike. All right. Too easy. I'm looking for a good, I'm still on Network Plus, but some of the questions I picked earlier, I'm not really happy about. All right, this one's actually a pretty, man, I don't know what, I got a drinking problem. Sorry, kids. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and just cue it up, and let's do this before my throat blows up. All right, a technician needs to manage a multi-layer switch with a secure connection. Which protocol should she use? This one's really easy, folks, because there's only one secure protocol here. It's got to be SSH. I mean, this one can't even be hard. Yeah, guys, Telnet, SMTP, and HTTP, none of those are secure. So that made that one pretty easy. I hope I don't lose my voice. All right, so who said SSH? Ooh, lots of people said SSH. So this one is for the hanging out with me, right? Okay, so I think it's Japezi for Sheezy. That looks like the winner. Okay, the guys agree with me. Japezi for Sheezy, congratulations. Oh my God, what did I say won? Was this the dream date? Andrew Hutz or Dave Rush, you must immediately type in to the back channel and remind me which prize I just gave away. I literally just forgot. So we're going to give Dave Rush and Andrew a second to confirm what I said. And if they don't remember, then I'm just going to make something up. All right, dream date with Mike. Japezi for Sheezy. You get to hang out with me for an hour. I am connected to everything. We can do this any way you want. If you're in Houston, heck, I'll meet you. We can drink a beer. Yeah, congratulations to you. 1 hour, you and me. In order to claim that prize, you just need to send an email to daver@totalsem.com. Put your name in there and your email address. And Dave will get you in contact with me, and you and I will work out a time that works best for you. Make sure you have some good topics, okay? Because I can always talk about anything, but just want to make sure that we're there. Boy, Dave Rush was warning me that he said before he started, he goes, Mike, all you're going to do today is give prizes away, and he is right. Japezi, all your information for your claim information is posted in the chat window. All right, we got one more, kids. Let's do this. Okay, you guys ready? The question I just did was the one I thought I was going to use. Oh my God, this is a good question. Let's do another Network Plus question. You guys realize like all these Network Plus questions, any of you people are like, well, I don't know Network Plus. These are basic networking questions, okay? I don't care if you don't know Network Plus. Anybody who's even thinking about taking Security Plus should know everything that I've already covered here. Because in Security Plus, they don't even quiz you about it. They just assume you know that SSH is a secure protocol. So they teach it to you in Net Plus, but in Security Plus, they assume you know it. But I got a good question. Let's go ahead. And folks, this is our last competition for the day. We are about to give away a single CompTIA voucher. This CompTIA voucher works in any country. If you are in a country that has CompTIA testing, your voucher will work. It is for any CompTIA certification, anything you want. So depending on what certification you use it for, this thing can be worth up to $400. I shouldn't say certification, it's for a test. CompTIA has one exam, the CompTIA A+, it requires 2 tests. This is only good for one of them. Oh, Mike, that's a ripoff. I'm giving it away. It's not a ripoff. Yeah, I mean, me and Dave Rush actually get emails like this. So that's why if I sound a little gun-shy, kids, it's because I've been yelled at by a lot of nerds. All right, so does everybody understand what this is our last competition of our 6. And whoever wins this is going to win the free CompTIA voucher. I need to warn you, if you have won a voucher before, we're going to lower your name. Come on, guys. The main reason I do this is because I want people to keep coming back, you know? So I want to spread out these prizes. So new folks, this is I mean, there's less than 100 people on, and half of these people have all won a voucher because they hang out a lot. You've got really good odds to win a very, very high quality prize. So everybody, fingers on the keyboard. Here we go. Did it work? Which of the following protocols is associated with monitoring devices on a network? Which of the following protocols is associated with monitoring devices on a network? I'll give you a clue. One of those is a routing protocol. Another one has to do with remoting into things. Another one has to do with mail. And another one has to do with monitoring devices on a network. Do we have some answers up there, guys? Okay, boys. All right, I'm seeing a lot there. All right, this is pretty straight. SM Secure, this is simple mail. This is for mail. EIGRP is a routing protocol. RDP is remote desktop protocol. Simple network monitoring protocol. Network monitoring protocol. If this isn't right, I'm picking a new line of work. Okay, SNMP. Excellent. All right, so. Who is our lucky winner today? I've always picked the winner myself. I'm realizing it's so much easier to put this on Andrew Hutz and Dave Rush because, you know, if something goes wrong, I can always sit there and blame, well, it's Andrew Hutz's fault. A lot of people messed up this one. That's all right. Wow, everybody answered, and some of you answered multiple times. Zoltan saying that he's slow at this. Zoltan, we're all slow at this, my brother. It's no big deal. Just come back. So you guys realize, today we're celebrating 2 years at this, but do you realize that I'm on every Monday and Wednesday? Every Monday, every Wednesday, we're giving away CompTIA vouchers as well as helping you get towards passing your certifications. But then even on Fridays, Dave Rush does his own show, the Dave Rush AMA or DRAMA or Drama. And Dave Rush does his show. Dave concentrates mainly on Raspberry Pis. Look, he's not trying to teach you Raspberry Pis. He's trying to teach you. Dave is convinced that Raspberry Pis can replace much more expensive computers for all kinds of stuff, and by golly, he's done a pretty good job of proving that to me. Why spend, $700, $800, $1,500 on a system when you're just trying to learn how to make a DHCP server work or something like that? And that's what Dave's done. He's got a huge library of excellent courses, all about taking a Raspberry Pi and using it as a tool to help you learn to pass A+, Net+, Security+, and other certifications as well. So, who's the winner? All right, so it looks that we have a consensus for, Rikatech? I think it's Rikatech. Rikatech, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Congratulations. You have won a CompTIA voucher. Congratulations to you. Well done. Now, Rikatech, in order to claim your prize, as you can imagine, we need you to jump through a couple of hoops. So, Rikatech, watch. Number one, you need to send an email to daver@total7.com. Rikatech, in that email, put your YouTube name, just like it shows in chat. Rikatech, do keep in mind, we're posting all this in the chat window as well. So I hope you're writing down quickly, but all the information is in the chat window. Make sure you have your email address in the body of the email. Rikatech, please put your real name used on previous CompTIA certifications. If this is your first certification, then put your legal name. Next, put your country of residence. If you're in the USA, add your state. Next, put the country where you will take the exam. As an American, I don't think about these things, but like my buddy Andre, who lives in the Netherlands, and he can pretty much walk across the street, and he's in Belgium. And then be sure, Rikatech, add your exact exam number. Don't just put A+, put like A+2201002, so we know exactly what you're looking for. What a day, man. We're just giving stuff away. Our prices are insane. That is just too crazy, man. Congratulations to our many, many winners today. Folks, do keep in mind that we're a small shop, okay? And Dave Rush basically does all this by himself. And so give him a couple of weeks. Look, if you want to grab a voucher because you want to take a test next week, that's a bad idea around here, okay? Keep that in mind, especially you folks who are going to come back and try to win more vouchers, is that we had a couple of people, I think it took like 5 weeks before we were able to get it to them. We have no control on this. We tell CompTIA, then CompTIA sends them to you. But generally, they're pretty quick. So do be aware that that is out there for you. And that is an option, but you just need to be a little bit patient. That's all we got there. All right, so I think we've got all the answers for the day. Let me do a quick run through. Make sure I'm not missing anything big. we got a few more minutes. Strip club, dream date with Mike. I am just staying away from some of those answers in there. Okay. Ali is asking, this is from 248, if I were to increase the storage capacity in a RAID configuration, would I need to increase the number of drives based on the minimum requirements of any RAID level? Well, no, you could you could replace the drives with bigger drives, but that's not really increasing the storage capacity. That's making a whole new array. That's like keep your old array and then put another array on that. Now you got 2 arrays. But you could. The other thing you would do is you could also add more drives. That absolutely. How it works is going to vary depending on what RAID level you're talking about. But yes, adding more drives will increase your storage capacity. There is no version of RAID that has a minimum number of drives that I'm aware of. So yes. I love questions like that. The answer is yes. Armando Garcia, just come back, man. That's what I'm telling you guys. We give these things away all the time. See, you guys have to understand something. We've been doing this for a while, but we've only been giving away certificates for X number of months, and noise is getting out there. So come back, win early, win well, row well, and live. Boy, if somebody gets that movie, I'll be really, really proud. D. Schlick. I saw D and never mind. I passed with flying colors today. I'm a server admin for, look at you in Arizona. Sorry about the Arizona part. Yeah, no offense. I like Arizona in the winter. It's a hot place. I remember many years ago, I was in Phoenix, Arizona in the middle of summer, like the end of July, and it was like 114 degrees. And even the locals like you were kind of going, it's a little hot. I was like, I'm melting. Plastics. All right, I'm doing one more quick look here. It looks like that is all we got, folks. Man, what a great session. Thank you so much for attending today. Do keep in mind that we do this every Monday and Wednesday and Friday. I'm on Mondays and Wednesdays. Dave Rush is on Fridays. It's always right here at the Total Seminars channel. It's always 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time, or at least until they change the time, right here in Houston, Texas. Please come back. We'd love to have you so much. Also, do remember we have a wonderful Discord channel. That Discord channel should be posted somewhere in the chat window. The Discord channel kind of started as kind of a basic thing, and now it's becoming really popular. And it's a great place, especially if you have a more complex question. I get on sometimes, but the reality is that we have very good techs. Guys, you may not believe this, but there are better techs than me that get on that Discord channel. So they're always there to help you at any time you want. And folks, we are out of here. Until then, this is your Uncle Mikey saying good night. Love you, kids. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye-bye.